No way he just said this. Former New York Knicks star just called out the New York Knicks and shaded the team for their lack of success, as Julius Randle is still clearly upset about the New York Knicks blindsiding him in a trade when they decided to acquire Karl-Anthony Towns. And also, we have a major New York Knicks draft update as well, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we have a lot to talk about, so let's jump right into the video as always. And if you guys are part of that 62% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe. It really helps the channel out. We're on that grind right now. We just got to 13,100. Let's get to 14K before the Knicks season ends, which obviously ends in the NBA Finals win. But let's jump into this. We have a lot to discuss. Julius Randle, one of the great New York Knicks of all time. Yes, he is. He got traded off the Knicks, and it blindsided him, and very, very clearly, he was upset with it. This was not something that anyone was surprised by. He was clearly upset by it. Every time he played the Knicks, he played with anger. He was screaming obscenities at the bench at one point. Julius and Dante DiVincenzo were both very hurt by the fact that the New York Knicks traded them away, and both of them let the Knicks know it. I mean, between Dante DiVincenzo getting into the fight with Rick Brunson and Tibbs and all that, and then obviously Julius Randle just absolutely screaming obscenities at the bench as well in a regular season game. What we saw was the New York Knicks clearly having some ramifications of trading two of their really ride-or-die guys in Randle and DiVincenzo. Now, it happened for a multitude of reasons. One, the Knicks needed a center with Mitchell Robinson being out till March. On top of that, it was also the fact that the Knicks and Julius Randle couldn't agree to a contract extension. The Knicks did not want to pay Julius 40-some-odd million. Julius wanted that 40-some-odd million. So there were trade discussions all summer long on if the Knicks would move Julius Randle. They tried to move him at the draft day for Karl-Anthony Towns along with Mitchell Robinson in that first-round pick. The Timberwolves declined, saying they didn't want Robinson. They wanted DiVincenzo. The Knicks eventually bit and traded Dante and Julius and that first-round pick for Karl-Anthony Towns. A trade that is yet to really prove if it's been successful for either team, given the Knicks did have a great year, much better year than the Minnesota Timberwolves had. Part of that, yes, is the fact that the Timberwolves are in the West, which is harder. It's not lost on me. But all that being said, the New York Knicks do look like they're in much better position right now. Also, the Knicks do want to steal Anthony Edwards in 5 years, so that's also something to be aware of. But that's something we could talk about on a different day. We've talked about that already. But Julius, he shaded the New York Knicks when he was asked about playing in the playoffs again. Because last year, as we know, Julius did not play in the playoffs for the Knicks. He went down with that dislocated shoulder at the end of January and never suited up for the Knicks again. And he was asked about this and basically coming back to the playoffs. And he said, this is one of the few times, probably really the only time in my whole career, I feel like I have a chance to really play for something. Just my comfort level with the coach, the coaching staff, and the team, just everybody is special here. Now, here's the thing. Julius, he clearly is upset with the Knicks, and on the season, he averaged 19 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists while shooting 48% from the field and 34% from 3. But Julius clearly was not thrilled with the fact that the Knicks traded him, as we know, with him saying it's the first time he's really ever playing for something, meaning all the time before did not mean anything to him, or they weren't really playing for something. And there's a few different ways you could look at this. One, he wasn't playing last year, so it's partially that. Two, the first time around in the playoffs when it was just Julius before the Brunson days, well, yes, he played terribly. He was definitely gassed out, and the Hawks just forced him into a bunch of bad opportunities, which did not work well for Julius, as he really did not play at all well in the playoffs. And, well, the New York Knicks, they lost that series in 5, and then the next year after, the Knicks almost pushed the NBA Finals runner-up Miami Heat 2-7 games, but Julius Randle did not play well in that series. Now, given Julius did have a severe ankle injury that he was playing on, he needed surgery on his ankle, which he ended up getting. And look, that was a huge part of things. When Julius went down, he was playing on a really mangled ankle, so that might be one of the reasons why he's saying that. But also, the Knicks weren't playing for anything, and now you are as a 6th seed against the Lakers. Look, I'm not going to sit here and act like the Timberwolves can't win against the Los Angeles Lakers, who are a top-heavy team. But let's be real. We saw what happened when Luka Doncic played the Minnesota Timberwolves before, and now the Timberwolves are less equipped because they still are they're going to be able to work the switches even better. The Lakers' defense has weirdly been really, really good, despite the fact that they traded Anthony Davis away. I don't understand how JJ Redick's pulling that one off. Shout out to him for that, for being an excellent head coach. Jackson Hayes is playing well as well, which I can't stand Jackson Hayes, but it is what it is. LeBron's LeBron. We know that much in the playoffs. So where the Lakers stand right now, they're probably going to beat the Timberwolves. But this is something to really play for. Julius, part of this is him trying to hype up staying with the Timberwolves and being on the Timberwolves and showing to the fans, yeah, well, we have something really to play for. If we could beat the Lakers, then the next round we'd be playing the Houston Rockets or the Golden State Warriors, two teams the Timberwolves absolutely could beat, and then they could go to the Western Conference Finals. The Lakers are their tough matchup, and then the Conference Finals, they'd probably run into the Thunder, is my guess, and the Thunder would beat them. But at the same time, the Timberwolves, if they can get past the Lakers, do have a pretty good shot to make the Western Conference Finals. And if you're in the Western Conference Finals, if you're in the Conference Finals in general, that's when anything can really happen for the most part. Sometimes teams are overpowered. I understand the Thunder are really good. I don't think they're overpowered, so I understand what Julius is saying. At the same time, this is just a clear shot at the Knicks and basically him still saying that he's pissed that he got traded off the Knicks in the first place. And you know what? That's fair. He's allowed to be upset about it. Julius, in his two playoff appearances in his NBA career, has not really played up to Julius Randle par. The raw numbers are good, putting up 17 points and 9 rebounds per game with 4 assists. Not his career numbers, especially with the Knicks, but they were all right. It's the percentages. I mean, shooting 34% from the field and 28% from 3 was really not a good look. And again, the first time around, he was gassed out from carrying the Knicks the entire season and playing the most minutes in the NBA. Second time around, mangled ankle. I do think Julius Randle can come back and play really well in the playoffs, if I'm being honest. And I'm still going to root for him if I'm being real. He did a lot of good for the Knicks. And SNY's David Würzberger mentioned that after spending the first half of his career falling short of the playoffs, Julius finally led the Knicks there in 3 of 4 seasons, only to be haunted by experiences that followed. He crumbled in 2021, struggled through injury in 2023, and completely missed 2024 with a shoulder issue. But this time, Randle turns it around. He looked increasingly comfortable as his first season with the Timberwolves progressed, and a nice first-round matchup with the wing-heavy Lakers creates plenty of opportunity for him in a critical contract year. So expect the usual rumbling, stat-stuffing Randle in this year's playoffs. Minnesota may not be able to make a deep run, but it won't be because he fell short again. It's one of his big predictions for the playoffs, and I can see it happening, and I do want Julius to succeed in the NBA and in the playoffs and all that. I will root for Julius, all he did for the Knicks. What I say when people say, like, people have, like, certain regrets about the past with the Knicks, like, from anywhere to 2021, my typical response is all roads led to Jalen Brunson at the end of the day. The Knicks got Jalen Brunson. That really, really turned things around. And the only reason they ended up signing Jalen Brunson is because they believed in him and they believed in being able to win and put more talent around this team that Julius Randle sparked when the Knicks were going to go into a full rebuild and try to trade for Zion Williamson, but changed those plans because Julius Randle played so well. So shout out to Julius Randle for that. He does deserve love from Knicks fans to this day. I think he knows that Knicks fans still love him as well. And you look, this is the guy who Knicks fans are really going to be missing in the playoffs, though, in fairness. If you've ever went through, like, a breakup around Christmas, and every time you hear all those Christmas songs that are also love songs, and you just want to take your computer or whatever's playing the music and just smash it into a wall repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly, and then you just sit angry at Christmas dinner at your aunt's house, or, okay, this might be getting a little specific, but I'm just kidding. Kind of. Mostly. 95% of that is not real, but 5% of it, a little bit of a true story. Not the angry at dinner thing. That was a lie. But Dante DiVincenzo averaged 18 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists in the playoffs. And now that time of year has come around where you look at the playoffs and you miss everything that Dante DiVincenzo did for you, shooting 42% from the field and 42.5% from 3. Dante was unbelievable for the New York Knicks, playing excellent defense as well, putting up 40 points in his final game ever as a New York Knick in Game 7 against the Indiana Pacers, which the Knicks got blown out from because, frankly, it was an anomaly of a shooting game from the Pacers. The Knicks didn't have OG Anunoby or Mitchell Robinson or Julius Randle, and, well, things went poorly, unfortunately, as we all know. But we are all going to be missing Dante this time around, this time of year. You think back at all the great times, and that one hurts a lot more right now, if I'm being honest, because the playoff numbers are way better. But at the same time, shout out to Julius Randle. I do hope the Timberwolves figure it out. All that being said, we do have something else to talk about. We have a major New York Knicks draft update as well. Very exciting. We haven't heard much about the NBA draft. Obviously, the New York Knicks, they don't have a ton of draft selections because of the picks that they traded away in the Mikal Bridges deal. So, taking a look at the newest update, as mentioned by Knicks Muse, the Knicks officially hold the 49th pick in the 2025 NBA draft. It's their only draft pick, as they would have had the 56th pick, but the NBA took that pick away for tampering before signing Jalen Brunson. So obviously, guys, was it even worth it? Was signing Jalen Brunson worth it? We lost the 56th pick in the 2025 NBA draft. I mean, I might as well just quit Knicks Digest right now. Like, it's not worth it. How can I be a Knicks fan anymore that they lost the 56th overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft because they tampered for Jalen Brunson? Such a cruel punishment for our crimes. In all seriousness, who cares? Not about the 49th pick. I care about that, but who cares about losing the 56th pick? Not really me. The Knicks had 4 rookies this year. They'll add another one with that 49th pick. More likely than not, the Knicks will make some trades to do some financial gymnastics that Brock Aller wants to do. But on top of that, we will see something go down with the New York Knicks for sure. I'm interested in it because Leon Rose is always making trades on draft night. So we'll see what happens. And just to take a look and have some fun with this, we did see a mock draft come out, and this was the day before the final game of the season, so it has the Knicks at 53rd. They're now at 56th because it is the Grizzlies' second-round pick, or they're at 49th, excuse me, because they have the Grizzlies pick. They don't have the 56th pick, as I just mentioned. And they were predicted to take Mohamed Faye. Now, he's a big man, rim-protecting big man, athletic. The Knicks are going to lose Precious Achiuwa in the offseason, so that makes it interesting. And the reasoning behind this pick from Wasserman at Bleacher Report, he did say that basically, his pro comparison is Usman Garuba, and Mohamed Faye's defensive range is the draw, though he's also used his size and quick leaping to rack up 56 dunks so far this year. He could be tougher holding his ground, defending the post, but that's the way he's able to slide his feet and cover ground to help teams picture a switchable big who guards in space and blocks shots very well. So, type of guy the Knicks would pick. If they want to add more big man depth, this could be the pick that they make. What do you think? What do you want to see the Knicks do with the draft? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about Randle's comments? Guys, like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss a single video. Have a great day, and go Knicks.